Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new video. This is my new line of videos. I'm going to be mainly talking about business and economics and China, and mainly about the current economy around the world, and also focus on China as well. So without further ado, let's carry on with the show. So West is facing a major problem at the moment. There are less and less Chinese students coming to the West to study. And this is not just a decline in the UK. As you can see, UK Chinese student decline could be a sign of diversification. But it's also happening in the United States, Australia, Canada, mainly all around Europe, mainly around the West, basically. So this is bad news, actually. Bad news since Chinese students have been coming in by thousands every year, and they've been paying basically full tuition fees. And not only do they pay full tuition fees, they also pay boarding as well. And universities in UK and United States have been making tons of money from Chinese students. But not only that, these Chinese students, they come to UK and they spend a lot of money in the UK. They buy designer outfits and other things. So they splash the cash, basically. And the reason they can splash the cash is because in China, they used to have a one China policy, which means the parents basically put everything they have to making that child, get the best start in life. And because it's the only child, both parents put a lot of money into that child, whether they want to study abroad or at home. Doesn't matter, but they'll put everything in. So so a lot of these Chinese students come to UK with lots of money, basically. And the universities in UK and United States, basically, they used to make loads of money. The economy used to make lots of money, and they used to rely on Chinese students coming in. But that's changed since the pandemic. There are less and less Chinese students coming in now, not only UK, but also USA and also Australia and other countries. And there's many reasons for that. The first reason is China is improving its education, number one. There are new universities opening up every single week in China. I mean, that's crazy, right? Imagine a new university opening up in UK. It's not even heard of. And so there's a new university opening up every week. But not only that, existing universities are opening up new campuses all over China. For example, there's a new city opening up in China called Xiong'an. And Xiong'an is like a satellite city next to Beijing. And a lot of universities are opening up there, second, third campuses, and even new universities are opening up there as well. So they're going to make it into a massive student city, and it's going to be absolutely buzzing with students. And that's just one example, but there's cities opening up all over China. There's hundreds of new cities popping up every single year, and these cities were originally towns that a very rural town, maybe where there's not many people. Then suddenly a high-speed rail link will link that town to the rest of China, and suddenly that town will just boom. There'll be properties popping up all over the place, businesses coming in and opening up shops and things like that. So it's happening all over China, and more and more universities are opening up, and the quality of education in China is improving every year. Because what you have is you've had a lot of students who are studying abroad, and you had a lot of scientists who are working abroad. And a lot of these students who actually went back to China are now, basically got all of that knowledge, And plus a lot of scientists and other STEM researchers and engineers who used to work in United States and UK are now moving back to China, and they are teaching in universities, or they are kind of teaching the new generation basically all the skills. And China is also hiring a lot of skilled people from all over the world as well. They're going in there and they're getting good salaries and stuff. So there's no more need for Chinese students to go abroad, basically. The education in China is just as good as the West. And the only problem with the West, and the only difference is with the West is it's very expensive. So if you can get yourself or your son or daughter into a good Chinese university, you can save thousands of pounds sending them abroad. And there's another problem as well. Since Trump started this trade war, a lot of Chinese students used to get mugged or beaten up. There was a huge anti-Chinese sentiment all over the world, all Western world, United States, UK. And Chinese students would just get beaten up and more mugged, or, sometimes even worse, sometimes get killed. And one of my good friends in UK, actually, he got beaten up. And he was a Chinese student as well. And he got beaten up so badly, he got put into a coma. And unfortunately, he's still in the coma, unfortunately. So he's kind of, still there. But, this is happening all over the world. So Chinese parents are reluctant to send their kids abroad where they could face danger. So they rather prefer to kind of get them to study in China. And while in the past there was advantages if you were studying abroad, those advantages are now gone. I think Chinese companies prefer now to hire students that were studying in China as opposed to studying abroad. The only thing that gives you an advantage when you study abroad is the language. You learn a new language, English, and you become quite fluent in it. Plus you get, there's kind of prestige as well. If you get a job in an international company in China and you can speak English, then that's just advantage for you. So this is the problem, really. I made a video yesterday how China was cancelling all the wheats in China, but now today's video is how China is now sending less and less students abroad, and this is causing a huge economic issue in all the universities around the West. And these Western universities are not going to be able to survive if less and less Chinese students come in, because they're kind of the way they make money is through foreign students. They don't make much money from local students. Local students, they get loans and stuff, but a lot of them they get sponsored, or if you're from a poor family, you don't have to pay the fees, and they don't pay the fees that the international students pay. And the Chinese students pay probably 5-6 times more than what local students pay, plus for boarding as well. And so all of these universities, their income stream is basically based on Chinese students, and if the Chinese students are coming in less and less, these universities make less money. And if the universities make less money, they're going to have to let people go. They're going to have to cut costs somewhere. And it's not good for the economy of UK, of USA, or whichever country these Chinese students used to go to. So that's all for today. I'm going to keep this video short. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.